All right, what up, y'all? The Timberwolves and the OKC Thunder just finished up their two games back to back that they played, and an amazing thing just happened last night. Watching the game, they had a 25-point game comeback in the second half, which was the largest in Timberwolves history, at least since the play-by-play era. And I just want to talk about these two games. I was actually at the game on Sunday night, and it was a great game. We came out the gate. I believe it was 5 to 13. We went on a run, and then they called a timeout. So we were playing great. Jalen Clark played amazing. He had like 14 points on great efficiency, like 6 for 7 from the field and 2 for 2 from three on Sunday night. But then he hit his head pretty hard and he was out for the rest of the game. That was kind of the turning point because we were down by like 19 or so, I believe around there, around 19, 20. And then the Wolves ended up coming back and made it a close game. They were down like 6 points, I believe, and it was a close game. And then we just missed the threes at the end to try and get it back. So they ended up getting that first game. What was the final score was 130 to 123. But the game tonight is the one I want to talk about. This was amazing. I was watching this last night, and wow. So the Wolves, it was looking like, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're arguably the best team in the league. I just made a video about them. They're my favorites to honestly win it all win the championship. And yeah, this game was definitely interesting because as usual, was what I was expecting. We went into it. We were kind of keeping up in the first half of the first quarter, and then they started just blowing it out. They were hitting their threes as usual, just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting to the line as usual. He actually had 17 free throws, went 14 for 17 this game. And shout out to Shai, because even though they ended up losing this game, which I'm sure Mark Daigneault is like very pissed about, because this is a game that you need to have when you're up 25 in the second half and then you blow that lead and then end up losing in overtime. That's a rough loss. But Shai was amazing. He had, let me pull it up here. Where is it? Just the first game. Yeah, the second game. In the first game, he had 37 points on amazing efficiency. And then this game, he had 39 points. And 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, just 2 assists shy of a triple-double. He really did play amazing. Other than, obviously, it is kind of annoying. The announcers were even talking about it, how, like, it's kind of like similar to, not in the same way, but with James Harden back in, like, 2018, or, like, 2019, that time where he's just, like, at the free throw line every single time. And it's kind of rough to watch when it's just a stoppage over and over. They're just getting to the free throw line, but no one's really figured out how to stop him. It is tough because he really does try and bait. Like the second you can't reach him with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If you reach in, he's gonna, like, the second you reach in, he's gonna like get his arm underneath and like rise up for a shot to get and then if you get your arm caught in there, then it's a foul. So it's really tough with Shai, and he's gonna get to the line. That's just on the scouting report. So yeah, but really the turning point was, I would say, it was a multitude of different things. The main two things that I would say is that the Wolves were definitely playing, I would say, with more urgency. They didn't give up. That's a huge thing. When they were down, I remember even the announcer said, like, oh, and Shai, that's close the book, like the game's over. But Chris Finch kept his guys in, except Ant. Like, Ant was out for the majority of the time that they were on their comeback. Although Ant did have a rough game. He only shot, where is it here? Let me pull up Ant. Yeah, he only shot 5 for 15, 33%, 1 for 6 from 3, and he missed 4 free throws, so that's pretty bad. But he did have 13 rebounds and 8 assists. And then obviously later on in the end of the game, he had that block on Shai that literally saved the game pretty much. So that was amazing. That block in overtime was incredible. So yeah, but where the real turning point was when it was just, honestly, unsung heroes of this game were Jaden McDaniels, I would say Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Terrence Shannon Jr., Jalen Clark played good defense, but he didn't have as good of a game. But Naz Reid, yeah, but it was definitely those three guys. Nikhil played amazing, absolutely amazing. He was just playing lockdown defense. He had a 23 plus 23 plus minus to finish the game, which was amazing. And yeah, he just is a hard worker out there. And then also, what I will say though is Naz Reid, he did struggle. He was, I believe, what was he at? He was at well, he finished with 22 points and 11 rebounds. So that was very good, having a double double. But he struggled to come out the gate. I believe he was like 1 for 8 at the beginning of the game. He just couldn't get it going. But later on, when I believe it was like kind of they were like, oh my gosh, it's getting a little bit close. And then Naz Reid hit like a deep three. That was really a turning point where we were getting the momentum to really come back in this game. And then, yeah, and then it was just a multitude of like also the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were just, it was like every single time, just drive, kick, open three, drain it. Like Aaron Wiggins, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, like everyone like is just hitting threes. Jay Will, everyone on that team, it seems like can hit threes except for Hartenstein. And Chet was actually out this game. They just rested him because coming off of that hip fracture, they don't want to risk anything by playing him too much. But yeah, so really at the end of the game, they just were missing their threes. Like it would be some wide open like corner threes too, and they just missed it. So that was definitely clutch for the Timberwolves, because if they would have hit those threes, that completely different ball game there. So it's lucky that they ended up missing those threes. To be fair, it was great. It was good defense and improved intensity by the Timberwolves. But yeah, that was the main thing. And then, wow, just that the final, like, and then also, yes, this is what I wanted to say. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over. But what I wanted to say is the clutch free throws other than Ant this game. Jaden McDaniels 9 for 9, Naz Reid 6 for 6. You know what I mean? Nikhil 5 for 6. When it mattered in the clutch free throws that they were hitting, they were going down. Like it was, especially when it was what was it? I can't remember what the exact score was, but it was it must have been like maybe like 123 to 125. I think it was going into the final seconds of the fourth quarter. They fouled Jaden McDaniels. He went down to the rack. They fouled him, and he knocked down both of them. And then same as Nikhil, just clutch free throws. That if you miss those, the outcome won't be the same. The OKC Thunder would have stuck it out. So those were clutch by Jaden McDaniels and Nikhil Alexander-Walker. And then lastly, another thing I wanted to give a shout out to is Terrence Shannon Jr. He was playing incredible that game. He really made the most of his minutes. He ended up, he had 17 and 10, double-double right there. Had it was just a great game. When Terrence Shannon Jr. is just, when he's on and he's going downhill, it's really hard like to stop him. Just watching that game, he's like a bulldozer. Like he just attacks so hard, and he puts it all out there. So I love that about Terrence Shannon. He really had a great game, 7 for 10, made all of his free throws. It was a great game. So yeah, it was just, that comeback was amazing. The OKC Thunder are 100% just shocked. Like they were not expecting that. It's kind of like a wake-up call, and I'm sure that Mark Daigneault is going to do everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen again. So they implement things to just instill better play in those clutch moments. So yeah, overall, I think that's about it. The Wolves really shocked the whole league right there with that win. I definitely was not expecting it. We were down like 25 in the second half, and that was an amazing comeback. Shout out Nikhil, shout out Jaden McDaniels, Terrence Shannon Jr., and also Rob played great, didn't rush himself, took his time, and it was a great game. So yeah.